Pulls up for the tie. Got it. We're going to overtime.
Steps up in the and he is flattened. Dedman takes the snap. Option play. Fakes the pitch. Dives. Touchdown. 14-yard score for the freshman quarterback.
Blocked by Woods. Monfrey's got her second kill of the night.
That's your boy right there, Chris Johnson.
To McDaniel. Three-point attempt is good for Shadrian McDaniel. Ahead to Jordan Pyle. Pyle lays it up and draws the foul. Hey there, welcome inside the Sullivan Center. Terry Bonadonna with you as we get set for St. Francis against Governor State. And standing next to me is the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Ryan Marks. Coach, interesting week, a big home win, hard fought against Robert Morris last week, and then a tough road loss. Just seems like win or lose, every game has come right down to the wire this year. So even though you're not exactly where you want to be in the standings, how do you feel to this team turning the corner?
Well, I think we've played better the last couple weeks for sure. We always talk about, what it takes to win in November. It's not good enough to win in December. It's not good enough to win in January. So I think we're trending in the right direction, but we had some gaps to close. I told the guys just that we're 8-15 overall, yet our opponents have only scored 12 more points than us the entire season. It's a real anomaly. But so it means we're close, but we've got to continue. We've got to continue to get better. We can't let any frustration get in and keep chipping away.
You have gotten a little help in the conference standings. A few of the teams in front of you have gone on a couple of skids lately. So you come in today just 2 games outside of the top 8 in the conference. What's your message to the team regarding where you stand right now?
Well, I think really we know right now we just need to win. All those other things, when you need some help, hopefully they will play out for you. But for us, if we don't win 4 of 5 or 5 of 5, it's kind of irrelevant. And if we're not playing well enough to do it, you're probably not going to make a lot of noise in the conference tournament either. So we're trying to see if we can get to the highest level we've played at, and that'll give us an opportunity to win a lot of games, including tonight's.
Tonight's game is against Governor State, a team you have seen once before, and that game was played in the 90s. Governor State always seems to be in the 80s or 90s, if not higher. It's a high-flying offense, a little bit of a losing streak lately, but how do you slow these guys down?
Yeah, I think the first thing is great discipline to get back defensively all the time. They're one of those teams that, if you don't get back, they sting you. So if you do a good job of getting back on missed shots or turnovers, 90% of the time, you're probably not going to beat them, because those other 10%, they're for sure going to score, and then they're going to score a lot when you do a good job anyway. So we've got to have great discipline getting back in transition and really recognizing some personnel things. They have some very, very good offensive players, and if you're not alert to where they are or the things they like to do, they can put up a ton of points in a hurry.
Head Coach Ryan Marks, thanks very much for your time. Good luck today.
Thanks, Terry. Appreciate it.
We've got more to come. Tip-off just a few minutes away at St. Francis and Governor State. Stay tuned here to USF Sports Network.
For me, it was just love at first sight. I came here and I knew that the people here really cared.
That's their one goal, is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The professors in the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I could make an impact. USF education isn't just what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
We're live inside the Sullivan Center as the Fighting Saints of St. Francis get set to take on the Governor State Jaguars. Fun night of basketball here in Joliet. We just saw the St. Francis women's team take out the Governor State women's team, and now the men's team will try to make it a doubleheader sweep. The starters are being announced on the floor right now. So let me turn things over to Dave Laquetta on the bubble. starters here at the Sullivan Center. St. Francis against Governor State. The Fighting Saints 8-15, 6-11 in conference. Governor State 13-10. They are 8-8 in the CCAC so far this year, and Governor State rides a 4-game losing streak into this game. That was immediately preceded by a 6-game winning streak, so this team has been hot and cold. Saints have been pretty steady this year, not steady in as positive a way as they'd like to be. It's been win 1, lose 2, win 1, lose 2. Something pretty much like that the whole season. They won 1 last week. This week, a winning streak now to wrap up the season against a team today that beat them 98-9 back in early December. The Saints have been much better playing at home this season. We'll try today as Lewis Holt on the tip to Deandre Robinson, and Governor State wearing light here in the first half. End of the contest. Governor State 84 points per game. They also give over 80 per game, so it's a team that relies a lot on its offense. They'll try to pick up the pace today as Lewis Holy blocks Robinson from behind, and the Saints get the victory on their first offensive possession of the game, and now they get to touch the ball for the first time. Arnold Agard back around half court, passes off to his left to set up this possession. 17 on the shot clock. This is Eric Ting in the corner. Bailey freed up for 3, and he hits. Malik Bailey gets the scoring started today. It's 3-0 St. Francis right out of the gate. Malik Bailey averaging right around 11 points per game this year as Robinson is freed up inside for an easy 2. Deandre Robinson has the first 2 points of the game for Governor State. Robinson averaging close to 14 points per game for the Jaguars. They've got 5 players averaging 11 points or better. The Saints do it a little bit differently. They really spread their scoring around. Their leading scorer this year is at just 11.7. Bailey penetrates, tries to dish it off to Holy. Ball is knocked loose towards Joey Bajimi, who gets the ball at the free throw line and knocks down the jumper. His first 2 points. Nice job making something out of a broken play. And the Saints lead it 5-2. They've scored on both of their first 2 possessions. It's a drive from Chris Pride. Pride misses on the runner. Rebound loose and secured by Arnold Agard. Agard pushes it quickly. There's Eric Ting on the drive. He's bumped and a foul is called on the floor. This one goes on Governor State's number 4, Peyton Harley. Freshman guard out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Saints will inbound it with 24 on the shot clock. Agard finds Joey Bajimi on the inbounds play. Lewis Holy shovels it off to Malik Bailey with 12 to shoot. Bailey guarded by Justin Siorik. Takes a dribble to his right. Now the drive. Bailey layup is good with the left hand. Malik Bailey and the Saints off to a hot start. Bailey's got 5 already. The lead is 7-2, just over 2 minutes in. Chris Pride is the leading scorer so far this season for Governor State. He averages 19.4 per game. Pride gets the screen, gives it up to Robinson. Deandre Robinson takes it to the basket and is blocked by Lewis Holy. Second block already for Holy in just the first few minutes. Eric Ting tries the 3. In and out, and the rebound goes to Pride. First time the Saints have been shut down on any possession tonight. Pride drives, lays it up and in from the left side. Chris Pride goes coast to coast for his first points. Saints still lead early on in this Wednesday night tiff at the Sullivan Center. Eric Ting outside. Now it's Arnold Agard around a screen to the right side. 7 seconds on the shot clock. It's Malik Bailey faking, penetrating, and traveling. Like maybe he wanted that shot over Chris Pride. Good defense there. Bailey thought otherwise. As far as the shot goes, I mean, not as far as the defense. And so he pulled up instead of taking the shot and then dragged that pivot foot. So a turnover, first one of the game for St. Francis. Pull-up jumper for Peyton Harley, and Harley knocks it down from just inside the free throw line. Governor State is within 1. They've scored the last 4 points after a 7-2 start for St. Francis. Agard on the left wing, bounces low for Lewis Holy, who makes the catch, misses off the glass, fighting for his own rebound. He's got it, and the second chance is good. It was the second chance of the possession for Holy. It seemed like about the fifth. There as many times that rebound was tipped, but he finally brought it in. And he puts it back up and in. First 2 points of the game for Lewis Holy. He's averaging 10 a game. Little scoop shot on the other end, and Theo Owens is able to roll it in. First 2 points of the game for Theo Owens, junior off the bench. Governor State keeping it close. They're back within one. Both offenses have been strong to start this game. Eric Ting at the top of the key. Gets a screen to the left side. Now fires across to a wide open Malik Bailey who travels. Bailey had an open look, but his feet weren't quite set, so he decided to take an extra step. The official determined that he took the step and then dribbled rather than dribbling into the step. So traveling called before the shot. Another turnover for St. Francis. It's their second in the first 5 minutes, and now Governor State has a chance to take their first lead of the night. Lob down low for Boatwright. Jonathan Boatwright backs in, spins and draws the foul. Boatwright is a senior from right here in Joliet. In fact, he transferred last year from Joliet Junior College. Took some time off between JJC and Governor State, but playing his second year now for head coach Tony Bates. And his first free throw misses short. So Boatwright now just trying to tie it up on this possession. It's only his 6th missed free throw this season. He had been shooting 80%. He makes 1 of 2. We're tied at 9. Arnold Agard trapped, but he's able to get rid of it over to Joey Bajimi. And the Saints do appear as though they've broken the press. Now they get across half court with 2 seconds to spare. Eric Ting fakes the 3, steps inside, kicks it back out. Bailey, deep 3. Too strong, rebounded by Eric Ting. Long rebound, Ting chased it down around the free throw line. Mitch Quasigro, step back 3, and he hits. Mitch Quasigro is one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. A big man who steps outside and hits him at nearly 50% for the Saints. Back on top by 3, nearly a steal. Governor State sticks with it. Here's Chris Pride down in the corner. Shot misses, and it's rebounded by Eric Ting. Ting pushing the pace down the lane, he's fouled. Very aggressive handling there from Eric Ting. And the foul is called on Chris Pride. It's Pride's first foul, the team's second. And Ting, after drawing the foul, checks out. Cole Mysick, the senior guard, checks in for the first time. Mysick is the team's leading scorer, even coming off the bench. He's averaging close to 12 a game. Joey Bajimi for 3. It's good. Back-to-back 3-pointers for the Fighting Saints. They lead by 6. 5 points for Bajimi. 6 points is now the biggest of the game for St. Francis. Robinson kicks it outside. Here's Owens on the drive, shut down. Has to pass it back out to Cioric. Lamar Crenshaw into the game for the Jaguars with 7 seconds on the shot clock. It's Chris Pride. Pride, 3 seconds to shoot, starts to drive, now kicks it out. Robinson doesn't get it off in time. Not sure Robinson saw the shot clock exactly. He was in a bit of a hurry, but not enough. Pride took his time on the drive and then gave it up with just 1 to shoot. Tough spot for Robinson to be in. Good stop for St. Francis after back-to-back 3s. They don't even let Governor State get a shot off on that trip down the floor. Here's Cole Mysick on the left wing for St. Francis as they try to extend the lead. They've scored on back-to-back shots. Here's Arnold Agard, pull up from the free throw line, hangs in the air, does not fall. Rebound goes to Robinson. Here's Chris Pride, he takes a step. Traveling the call against Pride and Governor State. 13-18 to play in the first half, and the Saints call to the bench. Jared Kamazel, Carlos Tobias, and Josh Cherry are in. So it's the second unit on the floor right now for St. Francis. All 5 players in the game are subs. Sterling Fields, junior out of Homewood Flossmoor, in for Governor State. Josh Cherry handles the ball for the Saints. There's Mitch Quasigrove off to the left side for Cherry, and Cherry travels. It's been the call of the day so far. Multiple travels have been called on both teams already. Governor State takes over, trailing by 6. Drive from the left side, reverse layup from Crenshaw is blocked by Quasigrove. 3 block shots in the game for St. Francis. They have turned away everything at the rim. Quasigrove gives it up to Cole Misek. Misek drives on Crenshaw. Pull up in the lane, kicks it out Quasigrove. Another 3 and he hits. That's 2 in a row for Mitch Quasigrove, and a timeout is called by Tony Bates from the Governor State bench. St. Francis has scored 9 straight points. They lead 18-9 so far in this one. And really, St. Francis is playing exactly the game that they have wanted to play for the first 7 minutes plus. Ryan Marks talked about his keys to the game prior to the start of this one. Wanted to cut down on any fast break opportunities for Governor State. They certainly have done that so far. Governor State really hasn't had much chance to run, in part because the Saints have been so efficient on their end of the floor offensively. Turnovers have not been a significant factor for either team thus far, and rebounding hasn't been a huge issue for the Saints because they haven't missed all that many of their shots. They're hitting them at a high percentage as long as they do. The rebound game is not going to be huge. There was 1 second chance opportunity for Lewis Holy earlier that he capitalized on, and that was able to benefit the Saints in taking the early lead. And now they've scored 3 straight 3-pointers. They lead 18-9 after they jumped out to a quick 7-2 start. Governor State had come back to tie it, and the Saints since then have gotten 2 3-pointers from that guy right there, Mitch Quasigrove. They've hit 3 in a row overall. Governor State back on the floor with the ball, and St. Francis will put a little pressure on for the first time today as the ball comes into Sterling Fields. Fields gets across half court where he's picked up by Carlos Tobias. Here's Gerald Duckworth. Duckworth drives on Misek, kicks it out to Crenshaw. Half the shot clock has been eaten up. Robinson, open look from the outside, misses on the 3, and it rattles around above the backboard to turn over the other way. Robinson just a 28% three-point shooter, so that's a shot that Quasigrove does not mind giving him. And it worked out just fine for the Saints there. Ball in off the hands of Cole Misek, but he's able to secure it. Misek nearly threw it behind Mitch Quasigrove. Quasigrove's able to keep it alive. Here's Gamazel on the drive. Gamazel all the way to the basket, blocked from behind by Deandre Robinson. Good defense by Robinson. Governor State trying to turn it into points on the other end. Saints slowed down the transition game again, but in the half court, it's Robinson laying it up and in. Deandre Robinson has 4 points. Gamazel quickly the other way, blocked again by Robinson. That's 2 in a row from Robinson. Blocked that one out of bounds. So the Saints will keep it. How about that sequence for Deandre Robinson, though? Block shot, layup, block shot. That's, in some ways, you could call that a 6-point swing all from one guy. Saints do still have a chance to turn this possession into points, though. Inbound it to Misek. Open 3 from the corner. It misses. They had made 3 consecutive 3-point attempts. That streak comes to an end, and it's back to Governor State. Robinson drives, crosses over in the lane, stripped and taken away by the Fighting Saints. Misek tries to slow it down. He's pressured by Duckworth, and a foul is called on Gerald Duckworth. We are 8.5 minutes into the game. It's only the 4th foul we've seen so far today. It's been a very cleanly contested game so far. The lack of fouls has forced the referees to blow their whistle somewhere else. They want to call something. So we've seen, I believe it's 4 traveling violations called already. Not too many fouls, though. Here's Carlos Tobias on the right side, driving along the baseline. He travels again. And that time just a sudden stop. He slid. I think he wanted that reverse layup, and it was not there. Not a whole lot he could have done at that point after his initial plan was thwarted. Governor State ball, they trail by 7. They've trailed pretty much the whole way so far. Goes to Josh Cherry of the Fighting Saints. Cherry picks up the dribble, passes off to Tobias on the right side. Tobias at the free throw line, ball poked out of his hands, it's loose, and chased down by Crenshaw. Crenshaw layup on the other side is good. Maisel quickly across half court. That's one thing we have not seen a lot of so far today. Saints wanted to cut down on that. Live ball turnovers, which turn into points on the other end. It's the first time we've really seen that quick transition point for Governor State. Gamazel answers in short order. A three-pointer for Gamazel, his first points of the game. Saints lead is back up to 8. It's been as high as 9 here in the first half. Here's Lamar Crenshaw picking up the dribble and passing out to Jonathan Boatwright, and Boatwright is called for a travel. Hasn't been the same official calling it each time, so it can't be a personal vendetta. I think these are all legitimate travels. Something in the air tonight. I believe that's the 6th traveling call we've seen here in the first half, if I'm keeping track correctly. Eric Ting back in the contest. Up top to Cole Mysick. That's Gamazel on the right side. Three-guard lineup for the Fighting Saints. Gamazel, good crossover, getting to the basket, layup misses. Rebound knocked around into the hands of Deandre Robinson. Good move by Gamazel to get inside, not quite able to finish the play. Now it belongs to Governor State. That's Robinson laying it up and in. 6 points for Deandre Robinson. He's had a nice game so far on both ends of the floor. Josh Cherry pulls it inside. Cherry is called for the offensive foul. First foul on Josh Cherry. It's only the second foul on St. Francis. He checks out. Joey Bajimi is back in. That was once again Deandre Robinson. Not only scored 6 points, come up with a couple of big blocks, but that time he took a charge. Really a strong game for him so far today. Long way to go in this one. Governor State trying to overcome a 9-point deficit. It's to 6 now, and they can make it 4 from the free throw line as the foul is called on Mitch Quasigrove.
Team's third.
Chris Pride is at the free throw line, an 85% foul shooter. That's the first foul on Quasigrove. Pride's first free throw is on the money. Just under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Been a fast-moving game, good pace on both sides. Not a lot of fouls so far. That was the third on St. Francis as Pride manages to make just 1 of 2. Jared Gamazel at the top, drives and kicks out to Cole Mysick. Mysick kicks it outside into the corner. Joey Bajimi fakes the 3, steps in, long 2, misses. Rebounded by Justin Siorik. Pride bounces down low to Robinson, turnaround comes up short, grabs his own miss and scores on the second chance. It's a 1-possession game. 9-3 run here for Governor State. They were down by 9, and now it's just 3. Saints could use a bucket on this possession. It's been a little while for them. Mitch Quasigrove puts it on the floor. In the lane, pulls up and scores from about 11 feet out. Nice drive for Mitch Quasigrove as he's got 8 points now to lead the Saints. And the lead is back up to 5 with 8 minutes to play in the first half. Siorik's been very quiet so far. He takes 1 dribble, step back for 3, rolls around and falls through. Justin Siorik, 13-point per game scorer, has his first 3 tonight. 2-point game. It's as close as it's been since it was tied at 9. Gamazel is unable to add to the St. Francis lead as he misses on the 3-point attempt. Pride stripped by Gamazel, loose ball secured by Ting. Ahead for Gamazel, the layup is good. Gamazel to Ting, right back to Gamazel, and the Saints are able to get quick points off of the steal. Timeout called by St. Francis. Their lead is 4, 25-21, 7:25 to play in the first half, and a strong start to this one for St. Francis. They've been pretty efficient on the offensive end. They had gone cold over the last couple of minutes. but thanks to that steal, they were able to get back on the board. And sometimes when you are struggling offensively, not that the Saints have been ice cold or anything like that, they just slowed down their scoring rate over the last few minutes. But sometimes when you have slowed down a little bit, the best way to get the offense back is by doing it on the defensive end. Turn takeaways into points. They did that right there. Blake Bailey, Arnold Agard, Lewis Holy back in the game for the Saints. In fact, the starting 5 are on the floor now. St. Francis has not won back-to-back games since their first 2 of the year. They had a chance to do that this weekend. Came down to the final minute against Cardinal Stritch before falling by 7. Would have been a big win on Saturday to put them right back in the race trying to get into the conference tournament. Including today, 5 games left this season for the Saints, and every one of them is essentially a must-win contest as they try to get back to 500 in the conference. So far, they've looked good today against the Governor State team, which had been right up there in the conference standings before losing their last 4. There's a lob inside towards Robinson. The ball is loose. Robinson's able to pull it in, but he throws it away. Intercepted by the Saints, deflected by Bajimi into the hands of Arnold Agard. Saints set up the offense, lob down low for Holy and taken away. That was Peyton Harley jumping the passing lane. Quickly on the other end, it's Robinson with the flush. Transition points for Governor State there. 25-23 is the score. Jaguars make it a 1-possession game again. Eric Ting gets the screen, pulls up the free throw line. His jump shot misses short. And we've got a loose ball foul called on Governor State. A hold, I believe, on Boatwright. Nope, it's on Robinson, number 10. It's the first foul on Deandre Robinson. It's only the 4th on the team. Both teams have a few fouls to give still. 20 on the shot clock for St. Francis. They'll inbound from the baseline. Trigger man is Arnold Agard. Into Joey Bajimi and up top to Eric Ting. Here's Ting on the drive. Gets around 2 defenders. Can't get by the 3rd as Robinson forces the miss. Here's Governor State going the other way quickly. Boatwright throws it away, looking for Seoric. He knocked down the Penguin instead. A little bit behind Justin Seoric that time on the pass from Jonathan Boatwright. Saints force the turnover. They get the ball back, ahead by 2. Eric Ting walks it towards the far sideline. Joey Bajimi back for 3, and he hits. It's 11 points for him so far. Sorry, 8 points for him so far. Very productive first half for the sophomore. 5-point lead for St. Francis. Here's Owens. Passing off to Harley. His 3-pointer misses long. And Lewis Holy is called for the rebound on the collision with Jonathan Boatwright. First foul called on Holy. 5:42 to play in the first half. Seoric inbounds to Robinson. Inside, the Saints force another miss. And now St. Francis wants to run. Ting ahead for Bailey. Bailey flies down the floor, kicks it to the corner for Agard. Agard's drive is halted, leans towards the basket anyway, misses. The tip from Holy goes off the shot clock, out of bounds. So Holy's attempted tip ends up sailing on him. And so St. Francis is unable to come up with any points on that possession. Governor State takes over, trailing by 5. Peyton Harley gets across the timeline. Harley walks it to the right side, picked up by Ting. Cross court to Pride. Pride bounces low for Robinson, nearly taken away. Robinson's able to secure it though and lay it in. Good play by Deandre Robinson. He's got 12 points here in the first half. It's a 1-possession game again. Lewis Holy facing the basket. Underhanded to Eric Ting. Ting drives down the lane, kicks it outside. Agard for 3. Agard hits it. Arnold Agard makes just his third three-pointer of the year. All alone, hit it in rhythm. A good shot to make it a 6-point game. Harley on the other end, out to Chris Pride. Pride slows it down. Off to his left, a drive from Harley along the baseline. Harley pulls it back out. 10 seconds to shoot, and we got a walk. Another travel call, this one on Pride. Lamar Crenshaw is back in for Governor State. Too many turnovers for the Jaguars to get into an offensive rhythm lately. Saints continue to lead, trying to build that lead. It's been as high as 9. They can make it 8 or 9 on this possession. Bailey into Holy. Holy backs on Robinson. Turnaround up with the left hand short. And on the battle for the rebound, a foul is called on Lewis Holy.
St. Francis foul number 13, Lewis.
It's the second on Holy with 4:02 to play in the first half. He will sit down. Which Quasi-Grow back in. We may not see Holy again until the second half. Here's Crenshaw. So drive and kick into the corner, out to Theo Owens. Crenshaw drives around Agard, kicks it out to Seoric for 3. A little bit short. Owens tries to chase down the offensive rebound. Bailey gets in the way of his save, but knocks it out of bounds. Shot clock will reset to 20. And Governor State will inbound from the sideline. Justin Seoric, a senior out of Lincoln Way East High School. Officials are discussing, I think, maybe where the ball went out of bounds, whether it was baseline or sideline. Maybe that's not what they were talking about. I'm not sure. We're ready to go. About it to Chris Pride. Pride steps into a 3 and drains it.
Three-pointer, Chris Pride.
It's a big 3 for Chris Pride as St. Francis was starting to establish themselves once again. It's a one-possession game. Eric Ting around the screen. Sends it down to the corner. Malik Bailey's pass is deflected, but Agard finds it anyway. Agard drives with the left hand, kicks it out to Quasi-Grow. Quasi-Grow drive, layup is good. Quasi-Grow took advantage of the parting of the Red Sea there. Opened up a little bit on the previous drive. Still open as he got the ball and scored. Seoric gives it to Pride. Pride sets up the offense. 3-pointer. Not this time for Chris Pride. He hit the last one. Here comes Arnold Agard. Bailey keeps it in bounds after Seoric nearly knocked it out. Joey Bajimi into the corner for Eric Ting. Ting for 3. Shorts. Rebound to Crenshaw. Pride works quickly the other way. Out to Crenshaw, dribbling in from the right side. Fadeaway jumper is good. Good looking shot there for Lamar Crenshaw. 33-30. St. Francis has the lead with 2 minutes to play in the half. Eric Ting on the left side. Up to Malik Bailey. 10 seconds to shoot. Bailey drives, kicks. Ting fakes the shot, steps in, long 2. Does not get the roll. Rebound to Owens, and here come the Jaguars. Nearly threw it away. Crenshaw keeps it in bounds. Bounce to the cutting Robinson, who misses on the layup. He had an open look there from right underneath. It would have tied the score. Instead, the Saints come away with it. Bailey for 3, and what a turnaround there. An open layup for Governor State turned to an open 3 for St. Francis, but instead of 33-32, we're looking at a 36-30 game. The layup wouldn't have tied the score. It would have made it closer. Theo Owens in for Robinson, deflected into the air by Bajimi, and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Governor State. Robinson tried to save it. He bounced it in bounds, but then it on the ricochet, hit up against the side, or rather the back of the backboard to make it out of bounds. Saints bringing a bunch of subs as once again we see Tobias and Mysick come in. Cherry, Agard and Quasigrove remain on the floor right now. Agard drives with the left hand, runner misses. Rebound to Cherry, second chance points are good. Josh Cherry makes it an 8-point St. Francis lead. Their largest lead has been 9 here in the first half. Chris Pride drives, stripped by Agard. Agard ahead for Cherry. Cherry taking it all the way in, he's fouled. Foul called on Jonathan Boatwright as Cherry was out ahead of the pack. The only thing Boatwright could do to prevent him from scoring was grab the arm there. Two fouls on Boatwright, 2 free throws for Cherry. He makes the first. Agard just picking the pocket of Chris Pride. A good find. Not a whole lot Boatwright could have done about that one. Tyler Irvin is making his first appearance today for St. Francis. He'll get to play the final 17 seconds of the half. 2 for 2 from the line for Josh Cherry. Here's Gerald Duckworth with the shot clock off. Duckworth makes his move at 11 seconds. Hand it off to Crenshaw. Around the perimeter. Crenshaw crosses over, picks it up, gives it to Seoric. 3 seconds. Seoric loses it. Gets it back. Gets the shot off. I don't think it's going to count. It doesn't go in, and it doesn't count either. So St. Francis got both free throws from Josh Cherry on their last possession of the half. And as a result, they've got their biggest lead so far, 40-30. Fighting Saints did not at any point in that first half trail. Jumped out to a quick 7-2 start. They did come back, Governor State that is, to tie it at 9. Ever since then, though, it's been pretty much controlled by the Saints as they lead it 40-30 with 20 minutes of basketball still to be played. We're going to take a break here. I'll step aside for halftime, but back with plenty more on the other side of halftime. Saints trying to protect a 10-point lead and go on to a CCAC victory. You're watching St. Francis basketball.
The University of St. Francis really has made a very positive impact on my life. I've made some of my best friends here, grown as a person, and I feel it has given me the tools to have a successful career.
USF has a very warm and welcoming atmosphere, and it was something I couldn't get at any other school that I visited.
It just felt like I was at home as soon as I stepped on campus.
Being located in Joliet, it's kind of like a hidden gem. It's not too far from home, but it's far enough where you can get that kind of getaway college experience that people want. It's a good little college community.
The thing I love most about University of St. Francis is the staff. They're always there for you day or night. You're not just another statistic to them. You're important to them. They know your name, and their one goal is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The love and support that you get from these professors is beyond just in the classroom, and that endless support from them is exactly what I need to become the person that I want to be.
USF does a lot for their students to ensure that they have the best education possible. That means hands-on experiences, state-of-the-art technology, internships, or on-campus jobs. They want to make sure that you are prepared for whatever you want to do in your life.
Having that hands-on experience that St. Francis provides, I am able to feel confident, and I do feel confident that when I graduate, I will have learned what I needed to have a successful career. The professors in the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
Coming in my first year of St. Francis, we helped the community. That was the first thing that we did, and that opened up my eyes to what St. Francis was really about. They wanted to make me a better person, help me get my education, and help the community around me.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I can make an impact.
USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
I think one of the biggest things that I will take away from here once I graduate is that I will always have a home here. The university as a whole welcomes their alumni. They say that once you're a Saint, you're always a Saint.
Time. Francis leads Governor State 40-30. A very half. Francis team, particularly where they held one of the best offenses in the conference, 30 points, but opportunistic on the other end of the floor as well. They didn't shoot the ball that well from inside the arc, but three-pointers, 11 for St. Francis. That's been a big advantage for them so far. Governor State just 2 of 8 from the outside so far. Mitch Quasigo hasn't missed a shot. He's 4 of 4 overall. 10 points for the game to lead all scorers. Saints also have a pair of players sitting at 8 points at the moment, so they've been able to spread the ball around, get big contributions from a Lewis. Has 4 assists. That's good to see. He was picking up assists by the barrelful earlier in the game. Hasn't had quite as many opportunities lately. Haven't shot the ball necessarily as well. They really did play a complete game in the first half, and now the key is to complete that game and play 20 more strong minutes, and they will be on their way to their second consecutive home victory. At least 4 out of 5 to get into the conference weeks, but a good start to today. Still to go as Governor State gathers one last time on the bench before they reclaim the floor. Their star player in the first half, Deandre Robinson, 6 of 11 shooting, 12 points, 4 rebounds. He also had a couple of blocks. The one negative on his ledger, he turned the ball over 3 times. So that's one thing that they need to clean up. St. Francis has only committed 7 turnovers so far in today's game, and they start the second half with the ball now going from left to right as the two sides have reversed positions for the second half. Eric Ting inside to Lewis Holy, who lays it in. Lewis Holy has his second field goal of the game, 4 points for the junior out of Australia. And the Saints extend their lead. They have not trailed in today's game. This is the biggest they've been up by, though, 42-30. Now Governor State tries to restore the first possession of the half. 3-pointer for Jonathan Boatwright. It's a big shot. Governor State, again, was just 2 of 8 shooting threes. I said that St. Francis of 11 from beyond the arc. They're 8 of 13. They've been really good on 3-pointers. They've been able to limit Governor State's big play opportunities. Not that time, though. Malik Bailey for the Fighting Saints backs it out. Eric Ting around the screen. He tries a 3 and hits it. So the Saints are now 9 of 14 from beyond the arc, shooting well above 60%. The first time that Eric Ting has hit from outside. In fact, it's the first time he's hit from anywhere. 1 of 6 shooting now, his first 3 points. Missed shot from Boatwright. On the rebound, though, a foul on, I think, Lewis Holy. And that's Holy's 3rd, if it is indeed on him. It is not. It's on Joey Pajimi. They were both in on the play, and it was the forward Joey Pajimi rather than the center Lewis Holy who picks up the foul. So that's good for the Saints. It is his 2nd foul. But you don't want to see Holy pick up his 3rd already. He probably would have had to go to the bench. 18:40 to play. 45-32, St. Francis leads, and Governor State has the ball. Here's Boatwright for 3. He hits. Boatwright is heating up from the outside. Boatwright hits back-to-back long-range shots. They mistakenly referred to them both as 3-pointers. The first one, his foot was on the line, so that was only a 2. This one does go for 3 points. So he's got the first 5 of the half for Governor State. Boatwright had only 1 point at halftime. Lewis Holy up top. Passes to Arnold Agard on the left side. Eric Ting is bumped down the drive. First foul of the half on Governor State. That's St. Francis will reset the possession from the baseline.
Foul call on number 4, Peyton Harley.
That's the 2nd foul on Peyton Harley. Comes in for Agard, and the Saints set it up from the top of the key. They've got 14 seconds to shoot here. Lewis Holy turns to look at the basket, now passes outside. Pajimi right back to Holy along the baseline. He spins up with the right hand, no. Rebound secured by Arnold Agard. Agard going up among the big men and bringing down the board. Very impressive for the guard Arnold Agard. Saints get another chance on this possession. Agard in the lane, floats it up to the basket off the back rim, no good. Rebound goes to Boatwright. Here's Crenshaw. Crenshaw trapped in the corner, passes out to the top of the key. Harley for three. Just off the mark. Rebound tipped over to Eric Ting, and Ting is on the run. 2-on-2. Ting to Agard. Layup. Yes, and one. Eric Ting leads the break, and Arnold Agard finishes with a strong layup, and now a chance to make it a three-point play. We did not see very much from the free throw line in the first half. The two teams combined to commit just 10 fouls. Neither team reached the bonus. There were only 6 total free throws. Saints made both of theirs. This is their third attempt of the game, and it goes in as well. So Arnold Agard has 6 points now, and the Fighting Saints lead by 13, tying their biggest lead of the night. Sioric bounces to Boatwright, long two, way off. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Robinson. Robinson frustrated with himself. He couldn't pull that one in. Another dead possession for Governor State. A couple of deep shots from Boatwright early in this half. The only 2 times they've scored since halftime. Just 5 points in the first 3+ minutes. There's a three-pointer from Holy, no good. Bujimi rises for the offensive rebound. Saints reset. Second chances galore here in the second half. Lewis Holy on the outside, finds Eric Ting, another 3 attempts off the rim, and this time the long rebound goes to Sioric, and Governor State tries to turn it into a fast break. Saints defense does a good job getting back. Sioric squares up the 3 and misses, rebounded by Bailey. Malik Bailey on the run, bounces ahead for Holy, layup is a little too strong. Good possession until the miss. Now Governor State tries to turn it to points on their end. They can't as Boatwright misses the 3. Harley battling for the rebound, can't save it to a teammate. Arnold Agard takes over for St. Francis. Saints up big, still pretty early in the second half. Eric Ting puts the ball on the floor, gets to the basket, scoops it up and in. Ting weaves his way between a few defenders. Beautiful drive from Eric Ting. He's got 5 points now, and the lead is up to 15. Boatwright drives. Boatwright pull up, jumper is good. And now Robinson and Holy get tangled up underneath the basket. Both men hit the ground. I think we're gonna get fouls against both players. It's a double foul, and that one hurts St. Francis a lot more than it hurts Governor State. Ultimately, not going to make a difference game-wise because it is called on both teams, so it kind of offsets, but it's the 3rd foul on Holy, so he has to check out. He was going to check out anyway. Mitch Quasigro was sitting at the scores table, but that's now something we have to keep an eye on going forward, Holy's foul situation. It is the 2nd on Robinson. Bujimi and Agard are able to get it back and forth as Agard ultimately gets it into Bujimi. Bounced for Mitch Quasigro. He had a big first half with 10 points. And a foul is called. Around the screen, Sterling Fields clinging on to Eric Ting a little too tightly. Ting inbounds to Bujimi. Handoff back to Eric Ting. And a little push off on Sterling Fields. So each man gets the other once on that possession. Fields fouled Ting, and now Ting fouls Fields right back. That's the 1st on Eric Ting. It's the 3rd on the team. Fields passes off to Sioric on the right side. Bounce down low for Owens, turnaround, misses on the jumper, but he's fouled. 6 minutes, 7 seconds into the second half. Only one man has scored for Governor State. Now Owens can make it 2. Jonathan Boatwright has the first 7 points of the half for the Jaguars. He's on the bench right now. Owens does make the first free throw. Second shot from Owens is up and in. Makes them both. It's An 11-point game now, 50-39. 4 straight points for Governor State. Saints trying to get at least a couple of them back right here. Eric Ting gives it up. Joey Bajimi, nice fake, a drive, gets to the basket, layup, no. Tip, and it's brought in by Owens. Theo Owens runs the charge for Governor State. Bounces to the corner for Siorek. Tossed off to the right side. Fields for 3, it's good. 7-0 run for Governor State. They were down by 15, and now they're getting themselves right back into it. 50-42 with just over 14 minutes to play in the second half. Eric Ting drives, kicks it outside to Agard. Malik Bailey splits the defense, gets inside, misses on the runner. Rebounded by Robinson. Saints aren't getting bad looks, they just haven't been hitting them lately. Siorek for 3. Short, that's a big miss. That would have given all the momentum to Governor State and brought them within 5. Instead, it's Ting on the run the other way. He lays it up and in. Eric Ting goes coast to coast. That's huge for the Saints, a 5-point turnaround. Siorek had a wide open 3. If he had hit it, would have turned this game around entirely. Instead, fast layup for Eric Ting on the other end. Field steps back, wanted the shot, the defense was too close. Lobbed inside, Robinson is fouled, he's not able to finish. He's got 2 layups coming, or 2 free throws coming his way. Ryan Marks not happy about that one. But there was a push-up, push-off that freed Robinson up before the foul on St. Francis. So Robinson is at the free throw line. He's hit 68% of his shots there this year. Robinson had a very active first half, 12 points on 6 of 11 shooting. He has not scored in the second so far. That changes right there. There's the foul on Malik Bailey, and that was clear as day. Ryan Marks thought there may have been a push-off before that. Hard to see on the replay. Second shot is good. Eric Ting into Josh Cherry. And Malik Bailey gets it across half court. Bailey is guarded by Owens. He picks up his dribble and gives it up to Cole Mysick. Here's Ting on the left side. Not much going towards the basket so far on this possession for the Saints. Now Ting drives, and he's bumped down the floor. We're 7 minutes into the second half. That's already the 10th foul we've seen called this half. We saw 10 fouls grand total in the first half. Eric Anderson, Rich Driscoll, Kevin Grayer, today's officials. Both teams have committed 5 fouls. Malik Bailey for 3, in and out. Rebound to Siorek. Governor State trails by 8. They've got the ball. Outside, Theo Owens for 3, a little too strong. Rebounded by Quasigro. 2 men are on the floor. Bailey got locked up with Crenshaw. Bailey got up faster to the basket, and a blocking foul called on Owens. Bailey and Crenshaw got their feet tied up. They both hit the floor on the other end. And Bailey was just a little bit quicker to get back up and race down the floor. And so for just a split second, St. Francis had a 1-man advantage, and they took advantage of that very quickly. Bailey getting the ball and drawing the foul quick to the hoop. Foul called on Theo Owens. 2 shots for Bailey, one of the best free throw shooters in the country. He makes the first one. 89% shooter. See Bailey get right back in there, and Owens just a little bit late to get over. The first foul on Theo Owens. 89% foul shooter Malik Bailey makes them both. So the Saints are in the bonus with 12.5 minutes to play. They never got there in the first half. But a much more physical second half so far. Here's Chris Pride around the screen. Pull up, kick out to Robinson for 3. Robinson misses on the three. Bailey comes flying in for the rebound. Now it's loose out of bounds, and St. Francis touched it last. Governor State sticks with it. They missed on the three-pointer. It looked like St. Francis had the rebound, but it was knocked away by Governor State. And then the Saints were the last team to touch it before it went out the baseline. Bounced in for Pride, and he's fouled. Right off the inbounds play, Governor State gets it in and gets to the free throw line. Foul on Josh Cherry is his second. Goes over to have a quick talk with the coach as Pride goes to the free throw line. 85% foul shooter. Pride makes the first. Second time to the line today. Made just 1 of 2 in the first half. He makes just 1 of 2 here. Josh Cherry, who committed the foul, gets the rebound now. Saints still lead by 9. Eric Ting sets up the offense. Out to Cole Mysick. Mysick is yet to score today as he finds Malik Bailey on the left side. Three-pointer misses. Rebound tipped around, out of bounds. Last touch by the Jaguars. Here come a couple of subs for St. Francis. Carlos Tobias and Jared Camazel are in. New backcourt with Ting and Bailey heading out. In for Quasigro. Mysick drives, pull up from the baseline. The fadeaway jumper is good. Nice effort from Cole Mysick there as he knocks down his first field goal of the game. Just his second attempt. 2 points for the senior guard from California. Owens' bounce pass is intercepted by Quasigro. Here comes Jared Camazel. It'll be a big swing for St. Francis. They got 2 on the last possession, now a steal. They can make this a quick 4 or 5 point spread. We've got a foul away from the ball. Owens and Mysick were tussling with one another. Mysick was trying to get free, and Owens finally grabbed him and was called for the foul. Second foul on Theo Owens, and now Cole Mysick will get a couple of free throws. Or at least he'll get a couple if he makes the first one. 1-1 here for the Fighting Saints. 11-11 to play in the second half. So a lot of ones involved in this play. Now we'll get one more in terms of free throws. Gerald Duckworth is back in for Governor State as Justin Sioric takes a seat. Mysick was scoreless for the first 28 minutes of the game. Now he's got 4 points in the last 30 seconds. Lead is back to 12 for St. Francis. They were up by 10 at halftime and have not trailed in the game. The biggest advantage has been 15. Owens lobs it in for Boatwright. Boatwright was held underneath. That's the 6th foul, I believe, on St. Francis. Nope, it's the 7th, my mistake. So now Governor State's in the bonus as well. Tony Bates in his 5th season helming the Governor State program. The only coach this school has ever had, and done a heck of a job building them up from nothing into one of the consistently strong performers in the conference as Boatwright makes the first free throw. Longtime assistant at St. Xavier before he got the head job here at Governor State. So he's been around this conference for a long time. Both free throws are good. It's a 10-point game. Scratch that, an 11-point game, 58-47. Josh Cherry drives, pulls it back. Mysick works against Sterling Fields. Good defense from Fields. Now a screen. Mysick all alone for 3. It's good. 7 in a row for Cole Mysick. And the lead is back to 14. Great screen from Quasigro. Mysick could not shake loose of Fields. One screen and he was wide open. Here's Fields on the drive around Camazel. Floats it up and in. Josh Cherry handles the ball for St. Francis across half court. Over to Mitch Quasigrove. And off to Mysick. He's red hot. Another three-point attempt. This one rims out. That time the defense a little bit tighter on him. We've reached the halfway point of the second half. Saints have extended their halftime lead by 2. Governor State working to get it back to single digits. Drive from Duckworth, and he can't get it to go off the backboard. Long rebound, a lot of contact, and a foul is called. Who's it against? A lot of guys on both sides complaining about some of the contact on that play. Foul goes against Josh Cherry, and that's his third. Actually, that's his fourth foul. A lot of time left in this game. See if they spell Cherry here. A big battle for the rebound, a collision. Cherry's really just going after the ball there, but by the time he made the collision with Owens, Owens had secured it. Certainly a legitimate foul call. As he checks out, Joey Bajimi is back in. Theo Owens, first shot misses, and Bajimi gets the rebound. But he stepped on the baseline, I think, or pushed out. I think may have been stripped by somebody standing on the baseline. So it's out on Governor State. St. Francis ball into Jared Camazel. And they're able to get by the press. Down to the corner, Carlos Tobias. Tobias drives the baseline, pulls up, kicks it out to Camazel. Camazel, good drive, draws the contact and scores. Great drive from Jared Camazel. Saints stay hot on offense. Camazel picks up his 4th and 5th points with a chance to make it 6 now from the line. By a couple of guys on the drive, withstood the contact from Duckworth. Good spin on that one. 7 points now, rather, for Camazel, so this would give him 8, and he does make it. Very rarely misses. Camazel 12 of 13 from the line this year. Here's Robinson, off to Seoric. Big 3 for Seoric, it's short, rebounded by Mysick. Outside shooting just hasn't been there tonight for Governor State. For St. Francis, it has been, but not on that one as Tobias misses the 3. Offensive rebound, Camazel for 3, he misses. Back-to-back long-range misses for the Saints. Governor State nearly turns it over on the other end, and they do turn it over. A long pass ahead to Duckworth, maybe a little too ambitious. He couldn't pull it in. Sterling Fields tried to save it, but stepped on the line where the ball hit the line as he did try to pull it back in. Saints take over, up by 15. This matches their biggest lead of the night. Have not been threatened really for a while. Nearly got by Cole Mysick. He gets it back though. Here's Carlos Tobias. Off to the right side, Mysick tries another 3. It's good. Cole Mysick has 10 points, all of them in the second half. And the lead is up to 18 for St. Francis. Long way to go in this game, but it's been one of the more impressive showings of the year for the Fighting Saints so far as a foul is called on the Saints. Robinson not able to finish on the shot, but he will get 2 free throws.
St. Francis foul, number 21, Carlos Tobias, his first, team's 9.
First foul on Carlos Tobias. Each foul from here on out will give Governor State 2 free throws. Robinson able to hit on the first free throw. One more coming as Agard and Lewis Holy check in. Quasigrove and Tobias head out. Second free throw misses, and Holy grabs the rebound. Free throw shooting has not been a strength for Governor State today. Neither is three-point shooting. Shooting in general has been a struggle for the Jaguars. Jared Camazel into the open, Lewis Holy, who dunks it, sort of, kind of laid it in. Either way, nice little two-pointer for Lewis Holy. He's got 6 points, and St. Francis trying to pull away. They're up by 19 now. Here's Seoric. Lobbed over to Robinson, who sends it inside. It was a pass for Owens, but it hit the rim. And here come the Saints. Mysick for 3. He hits another one. 13 points for Cole Mysick. He has been white hot here in the second half. And the Saints lead is 22 points, 72-50. Timeout called by Governor State. With 7:47 to play, the Jaguars are reeling. It was a 10-point game at halftime, 40-30. Very impressive defensive first half for St. Francis, and then they really got going shooting the threes. They have not slowed down on the three-pointers here in the second half. Introducing Cole Mysick to the action. He did not get going at all over the first 20 minutes, but here in the second, he's been a very difficult man to stop. Mysick's had a few big shots, and Jared Gamazel's had some big plays off the bench as well. The bench as a whole for St. Francis has been very good. Mitch Quasigro was the reserve who got hot in the first half, scoring 10 points. And keep in mind, I refer to some of these guys as bench guys. Quasigro and Mysick, they were starting earlier in the year. Well, Mysick this season has started 18 games. This is only the 6th time this season that he's come off the bench. And really, Ryan Marks has brought some of his bench guys, or starting guys, into the bench, I should say, to kind of light a spark on that second unit. It's worked out really well. I mentioned Mysick has started 18 games. Mitch Quasigro has started 13 games this year. They've been the leaders of the second unit here tonight. In the first half, St. Francis's reserves outscored Governor State's 19-6, and been much the same story here in the second. 13 points for Cole Mysick, leading the way for St. Francis. Again, all of them in the second half. But the Saints, as usual, have really balanced the score sheet. Everybody in the game right now has scored at least 6 points for the Fighting Saints. Crenshaw hands it off to Seoric. Bounced out to Theo Owens. Owens drives, offensive foul on Theo Owens. Lewis Holy takes the charge. Another turnover committed by the Jaguars. 3 fouls on Owens. Saints trying to get it across half court. They've got 3 seconds to do it, and Bujimi does with 1 second to spare. Bounce to Lewis Holy. Off to Gamazel. Back to Cole Mysick. He's been the hot shooter. This time he gets inside and scores again. Off the glass. Cole Mysick's got 15 points. Now tied with Deandre Robinson of Governor State for a game high. Here's Seoric. He's been cold tonight. Inside for Robinson. Turnaround off the backboard and in. So he's got 17 points now. Deandre Robinson continuing his strong showing today. Trying to keep Governor State alive in this game, even as they trail by 22. Holy from Agard. Into the corner. Mysick for 3. He hits again. Cole Mysick is on a roll. Another timeout. This one called by St. Francis. 6:38 to play, and the lead is 25 for the Fighting Saints. And right now, St. Francis is feasting on a Governor State press. That last play, they broke the press pretty easily, and Governor State just wasn't able to get back on defense. Saints were able to find the open man, and right now Mysick's just not missing. 18 points for the senior shooter from Los Angeles. And not only are they all in the second half, I want to say his first basket came with about 12 minutes left, so he's got 18 points in the last 6 minutes. So anytime you can average 3 points a minute, you're doing pretty well for yourself. Good find from Lewis Holy. Could have taken that one in himself. Found a better shot though, and anytime you could find the hot hand open, you want to take that shot. Holy gets credit for the assist on that play. Boatwright over to Fields on the right side. Fields passes off towards Boatwright, but it's deflected. Jared Gamazel comes up with the steal. Gamazel ahead for Bujimi into the corner. He drives, has it stripped away from behind, taken by Governor State. Here comes Boatwright all alone for the layup. Boatwright's had a very nice second half himself. He's got 12 points, 11 of them since intermission. Gamazel gets the screen from Holy. Bounced over to Joey Bajimi. Fakes the handoff to Gamazel, gives it up to Misick instead. Deep three. This time he misses an air ball and it's out of bounds. A little greedy that time from Cole Misick. He's been hitting everything, but that time a deep three with a hand in his face. And Malik Bailey checks in for Jared Gamazel for the Saints, who lead by 23 with 5:43 to play in the game. Here's Sterling Fields for the Jaguars. Hand off to Seoric. Seoric steps back, gives it up to Boatwright. Boatwright drives and kicks. Stepped inside the three-point line. Crenshaw knocks it down and draws the foul on Malik Bailey. Very nice play by Lamar Crenshaw on Malik Bailey's side. Not a foul you want to commit up big. It was a tough shot. Give Crenshaw credit for making it, but you don't want to give him a chance to add an extra point from the line. Governor State has struggled on their free throws today. And Crenshaw keeps that trend alive. He misses and makes it just a two-point play. Governor State can't afford to miss out on those opportunities right now if they want to get back into this one, down by more than 20 points and approaching the 5-minute mark in the second half. Joey Bajimi around Boatwright, pulls up, kicks it to the top. Lewis Holy for three. That misses, and it's rebounded by Governor State. Lewis Holy 0 for 2 from the outside today. He had only attempted 11 three-pointers all year coming in. He's had a couple of open looks, though. Hasn't been able to get them to go. Deep three for Sterling Fields, on the money. Sterling Fields has 8 points. Governor State trying to make a game of this. They were down by 25, now it's 18. 7-0 run for the Jaguars. Our Legard bounces over to Malik Bailey. Here's Bajimi to Cole Misick on the right wing. Misick bounces low for Holy. Holy goes up and scores over Deandre Robinson. Strength inside from Lewis Holy. He's got 8 points. Good game for the junior forward. Seoric for three. Rims out and a rebound from Holy. Cole Misick starts the charge down the other way. Moving at a leisurely pace, he steps into a deep three. It's short. Bailey with the putback, it's good. Not necessarily a shot you need from Misick there, but again, he's been hot, so he's just trying to keep it going. And Bailey was there with the follow. Worked out just fine for St. Francis. Seoric bounces down low. Robinson stripped by Holy, and Holy has the steal. Governor State was down by 25. They went on that 7-0 run trying to get themselves back into it, but the Saints have weathered that storm, and now they'll run a little bit of clock. Ahead by 22 points late. Arnold Agard, one dribble, jumper, no good. Another offensive rebound for Bailey, back up and a foul. Malik Bailey was able to score on the second chance a couple of moments ago, and now he gets another chance for some second chance points. Back-to-back offensive rebounds from the senior guard from Mississippi. Bailey misses on his first free throw. Lewis Holy and Cole Misick check out as Eric Ting and Mitch Quasigro return to action. Everybody who's been out there today for St. Francis has contributed pretty impressively. It's been a really fun team effort, building a big lead on Governor State. Bailey makes the second free throw. He missed the first, a rare miss for an 89% shooter. I believe that was the first free throw missed today by St. Francis. Here's Duckworth on the drive, layup is good. Solid drive from Duckworth. It's his first 2 points of the night. Joey Bajimi had 8 points in the first half, hasn't scored in the second, hasn't really needed to. That's Bailey into Quasigro, who likewise Had a big first half and hasn't scored in the second. He's going to get an opportunity now from the free throw line. Foul is called on Lamar Crenshaw. First foul on Crenshaw. Both teams are in the double bonus. Quasigro misses on the first free throw. Mitch Quasigro is an 86% shooter. He doesn't miss often. Makes 1 of 2 here. Saints as a team are the best free throw shooting team by percentage in the country. Here's Crenshaw. Crenshaw sends it back. Three-pointer falls for Armani Shorter. Shorter had just checked into the game a moment ago. It's his first shot attempt of the game. And he hits from the outside. And now a steal for Crenshaw. Governor State playing with some of their subs in the game. In fact, all 5 of their players on the floor right now are subs. The runner misses from Crenshaw, wanted a foul. No call. Tony Bates has emptied the bench, and some of these reserves playing well down the stretch. St. Francis still playing with a mix of starters and reserves out there at the moment with just under 2 minutes to go in the game. Eric Ting up to Malik Bailey. Bailey spins inside, ball knocked out of his hands and deflected out by Governor State. So it'll stay with the Saints with just 4 seconds to shoot. Governor State won 6 games in a row. This is going to be their 5th straight loss, though, if they're not able to pull off the miracle comeback. Things starting to turn around in the wrong direction for them late in the season. Eric Ting leaner as the shot clock runs low, can't hit it. Bajimi will get credit for the offensive rebound, but no chance to put it back up as the shot clock runs out. Jaguars ball. Down by 19. Step back three-pointer, rims out from Gerald Duckworth. And St. Francis comes away with the rebound. Saints will bleed some clock here. They can get it down to under a minute on this possession. Bajimi on the outside, fakes left, drives right, kicks it outside for Bailey. Three-pointer off the mark. And another offensive rebound. Arnold Agar takes it into traffic and scores over Justin Norman. 85-64 St. Francis. They call a substitution timeout. And now they empty the bench of their reserves. Tyler Irvin comes in, Aaron Mahalik on the floor for the Saints. Quinn Schneiders, Josh Cherry, and Carlos Tavias back on the floor as well for the last minute and change. Sterling Fields ahead for Gerald Duckworth. Here's Norman facing the basket. Dribbles towards the elbow, kicks it back out to Shorter. Shorter misses on this three-point attempt. Rebound goes to Governor State. They'll try it again. Long range shot misses from Fields, and another offensive rebound. Pull-up jumper is good for Lamar Crenshaw. That might end the scoring here. Shot clock will be off for St. Francis. See if they elect to put a shot up. Got to get it across half court. They do as Governor State backs off on the press. They continue to play pressure defense at the half court, though. So the Saints will keep playing on offense. Tavias, runner off the glass, banks it in. Nice drive by Carlos Tavias. That should wrap up the scoring for St. Francis today. Governor State try to take one last shot. Crenshaw drives, pull up from the free throw line is good. Nice shot for Crenshaw, who will finish this game with 10 points. Inbounded to Tavias, and that will do it. St. Francis has a big victory, 87-68, the final score. Their most lopsided victory since a big win against Cardinal Stritch on December 18th. Also at home, actually I take that back. They had a lopsided victory at home against Trinity Christian on January 18th. But one theme has been constant. Their big wins have come at home. They've got 2 more home games out of their final 4. They'll try to take care of business here at the Sullivan Center as they have for much of this season. A very impressive showing against a Governor State team that did win their previous matchup back on December 14th. It was a 7-point win for Governor State, and St. Francis came back today and really kicked them in the teeth right from the outset. Fighting Saints scored the first 3 points of the game on their first possession, never trailed from that point on. They never looked back. They led this one wire to wire. And a quick update of the conference standings now. St. Francis is at 7-11. Governor State, who came into play today in 8th place, holding the final spot in the conference tournament, they fall to 8-9. So the Saints are just a game and a half out of that 8th spot right now. Looking up at Roosevelt as well. Roosevelt started play today at 7-9 in conference play for the season. Saints improved to 7-11 with the win. They're now 9-15 on the season. And with the lopsided victory today is about the narrow point differential this season. With that big win, Coach Marks, you now have actually outscored your opponents for the season. Good win today.
Appreciate it.
We talked as well before the game started about how it seems like you play nothing but close ones, but today you proved me wrong with a nice old-fashioned. What do you think worked so well?
Yeah, I certainly didn't see it coming. I thought there were a few things. Obviously, I thought we played very well. I thought we really did a good job of getting rhythmic shots for ourselves. We got the ball in the paint and out for some good threes the first half. I thought defensively our communication was as good as it's been all year.
You've shuffled up the starting lineup a couple of times. We saw guys like Mitch Quasigro and Cole Mysick starting at the beginning of the season. Now they're coming off the bench, and we saw both of those guys provide big sparks off the bench. Quasigro in the first half, and then Mysick in the second half. How important is it to have those guys you can rely on in the second unit?
It's critical, and we've really tried to. The changing in the starting lineup has really been a little bit to find the right substitution pattern, keep the right balance of guys in the game. Because we're kind of a smaller team. We have to protect the fouls of Holy and Quasigro a little bit, as opposed to when we were playing together a lot early. So, but we believe in our depth. We believe in 11, 12 deep, and tonight it paid some big dividends.
You really lately have looked very impressive at home. Now you head out onto the road this weekend after this. What do you think is the most important thing to consider when you try to capture this success at home and carry it with you?
Well, I think especially late in the year, there's a lot of emotion that goes into the games. We have to try to just keep a good even keel. I think that maybe hurt Governors a little bit, right? Both of these teams knowing, hey, they really need this game. And I thought maybe the emotion when they got behind got to them a little bit. So I think on the road we're just going to have to keep a good even keel and a good poise and composure, against good teams when they make little runs and sustain those and keep scratching and clawing.
Coach Ryan Marks, congrats on the win.
Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it.
St. Francis defeats Governor State today by a final score of 87-68. A big win for the Fighting Saints as they pick up their 9th victory of the season, and they'll try to get into double digits this weekend as they head on the road on Saturday and then back home on Wednesday. 2 more games at home, 2 more on the road, and as we just talked about with Coach Ryan Marks, they'll try to capture that success at home, carry it with them onto the road. They play this Saturday at Olivet Nazarene. That's going to be a tough one. Olivet, top 5 team, nationally ranked. It's a 3 o'clock game in Bourbonnais on Saturday, and then next Wednesday back at home against Holy Cross. Those are the top 2 teams in the conference, and there's really no question about who the top 2 teams have been. It's going to be a big task to try to take down both of those teams, but Saints are going to have to do it if they want to make a run at playing in the conference tournament in a couple of weeks. And if they play the way they did today, you've got to feel like they've got a chance to beat anybody in this conference. Again, the final score today, 87-68. St. Francis defeats Governor State University. Series split with them this season. That's going to do it for our broadcast today. Thanks very much for tuning in, and it was a lot of fun as the Saints pulled off the doubleheader sweep with the women and men both taking out the Jaguars today. Until next time, for the entire crew here at the Sullivan Center, this is Terry Bonadonna signing off for the University of St. Francis. Enjoy the rest of your night.